Hi friends, today I'm gonna react to the Amberlynn Reid FBI Frank video that she just posted a few days ago. She uploaded a new video today and the title said something about addressing Choosy. I haven't watched that one yet, but I'm pretty sure she's just going to say the same excuse she did in her members live stream video where she said that Choosy was a therapeutic game and Beck is just making it to be something it's not. So, if I decide to react to that one too, I'll upload that as well. But I started watching this one and I just kind of had a lot to say, and so I kind of just wanted to react to it and share my opinions. So, let's just get started.
Hey guys, welcome to another Reactlyn video. I figured we should do one about the FBI Frank story. Since then, people have been literally trolling me about this story. I want to clarify
because it's ridiculous. Because nobody believes it. The thing that's the most unbelievable part is the complimenting of her following, and also just the fact that she claims a commenter, a hater, is able to find her address, but the FBI isn't. Yeah, so that's why people talk about it.
Clarify exactly what happened. Did I actually lie about this? Or do I have proof that it did happen? Okay, so today we have a mukbang, and
I'm not doing this. I'm skipping through all of the drooling and heavy breathing over food, so
picture that's behind me is this beautiful woman and her nipples were out.
Yeah,
Advice,
we're not doing
because
that.
I have not drank a drop of water in weeks, and I'm not joking about that.
That's concerning. Why doesn't she just put down the Dr. Pepper or the Sprite Zero? She just had COVID too. She just had COVID, and why was she not drinking water to... Oh my god. You need fluids, Amber. You need fluids when you're sick.
And what we are eating today is Singapore.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't really care.
It's literally one of my favorite things to get at a Chinese restaurant, and they give you so much.
Good grief, she's still talking. She's still talking about the fucking food.
There's onion, shrimp.
Holy fuck.
So long, probably over a year. But the last time I did have it,
Oh my fucking god. Okay, let's get to the fucking story time, Amber.
But it's not fun to react to. It's not fun to watch, I will say that.
Yeah, it's not fun for any of us. So, on it too, because for years she has said that she has critiqued people like Zachary Michael. Well, I guess just in general, reaction channels, but I remember specifically Zachary Michael. She's critiqued him for saying that her videos were boring. Like, she would get mad at Zachary Michael for stating that her videos were boring, but it's so funny. Now that she's reacting to her own content, she's like, man, this is boring. Like, no fucking shit. God, the heavy breathing while she's eating and just staring at herself. She's eye fucking the camera and heavy breathing. That's insane.
I was gonna do my makeup, but I realized my face needs to breathe.
Your face would breathe a lot better if you actually washed it. If you took the time to take off your makeup every night, that's when your face would breathe.
Okay. Story time.
Finally.
Wait, that bell pepper was so good?
God, I can't do this.
Okay. So, being on YouTube comes with a fair share of disappointments. I mean, amongst amazing things as well. But something that I consider a disappointment is like telling people to off themselves or threatening to off someone. Why? Well, it's pretty simple. These people hide behind keyboards and they can say whatever the hell they want with no consequences whatsoever. So there has been like this idea floating around, which I feel like is such a good idea, that like if you're going to be on certain social medias, like you have to show your ID with that username. So if things are being said that are extremely scary, like ultimately like hardcore harassment and threats, like your username and your comment or your messages are linked up to your ID. I think that's such a freaking great idea.
How would she have all of her little fake accounts though? Like all of her all of her troll accounts, like Damon White account.
So last October or November, I was simply just skimming through the comment section of my YouTube, and a lot of people saying mean things to me. And
let's be frank, some people are mean to her in the comments, but I would say probably like 90% of people are critiquing her, and she just isn't a person who likes to be critiqued, and so she views that as being mean. But yeah, I'm sure there are a lot of people who are mean to her, who say blatantly rude things, but I think for the most part, a lot of her community is just fed up with the way that she acts and critiques her. But it doesn't matter because Amber will never be the person that accepts criticism.
None of it has ever like made me feel any sort of way. Nothing scares me. Nothing like that. It all just makes me feel like uncomfy. But there was one that I remember reading that kind of like was like, this is how all scary movies start. It was saying how they know where I live, they're gonna off me. They said they live nearby, like this whole thing. And I remember reading it and being like, excuse me? I actually took a screenshot of it. This is the only time I've ever done this, like actually been kind of like scared of a comment. I'm really annoyed because I actually do not have the screenshot of it. Obviously, like all of this happened.
Obviously, because it didn't happen. But it is interesting that she says she doesn't have this screenshot. But we know from previous like live streams and stuff, and how she keeps messages. Like recently in a live stream, like a members only live stream, she discussed having, like when the whole Choosy thing came up, she discussed having text messages from Jade still discussing Choosy. And she says in the FBI Frank video that she sent these screenshots, like the screenshot to of the comment to Beck, to other friends or whatever, but like suddenly she doesn't have those messages. Like, but she's keeping messages from other people for a long time, like Jade. I don't know, it's just weird. She just doesn't have a screenshot because there was no screenshot.
In 2021, but it wasn't until February 2022 when the FBI actually tried to contact me. And then I actually didn't even upload this story time until March 2022. So yeah, through all the shuffle of it all, I definitely do not have that screenshot anymore, sorry. Well, as I'm taking screenshots and stuff and sending them, I remember I sent it to Becky, a couple other friends of mine, and I was like, what is this? Like, what is this? So, I guess some of you, so I want to say thank you, actually.
That's another thing, too. How has this been a thing, right? And nobody else, with the amount of people that are in her comments, reading comments and replying back, how has there not been anybody who has come out and said, oh yeah, I remember the comment that triggered the whole FBI Frank situation? And that, along with the fact that she doesn't have the screenshot anymore, just further kind of proves that there was no comment to begin with. And the fact that she's not um, that she doesn't have it in a text message or anything when we know she keeps text messages from people in her past. Just in case anything ever happened, she can pull up something that is in her favor. So, I don't know. And this is also coming at a time where, if I remember right, she was getting a lot of hate, and she used this as a scare tactic for people in her comments. So, like, she was trying to do this just to scare people into not being mean to her, if I remember right. I could be wrong, but pretty sure that's what happened, and truthfully, it just didn't work out all that well for her.
We found that comment and was scared by it as well because dun, 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 I get a message on Instagram from my ex's sister and said, the FBI showed up for you. She sent me a picture of like the card that the FBI gave her. The FBI said, contact her because we need to talk to her. I was terrified. And all of that is true. That very much did happen. And here is a screenshot. I blocked out any personal information, obviously. Here's actually the screenshot of the person messaging me and telling me about it, and then also sending me a picture of the card that the FBI gave them.
Okay, so Hetakana actually posted something about this and said that he had found a card that looked similar to, I suppose, one on Google. And he made an interesting claim that this looks like Amber took a picture of a computer screen or like a phone. And I don't know, he compared it on his community tab, and I'll link his channel if I remember, and you guys can go see it there. But yeah, it says, hey, so the FBI came to my parents' house today looking for contact information for you. They said that you weren't in trouble, they just need to talk. I don't think anyone has your number, so they she blocked out the rest, agent's information. And she said, what in the world? I don't know, I could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure in the original video she said it was her ex's sister's house they came to, not the parents' home. Unless the sister lives with the parents. I don't know, that could just be some small, I don't know. But, and then the person replies to, thanks, that's crazy they even reached out for that specifically / saw it. I'm glad it wasn't anything serious. I feel like the I'm glad it wasn't anything serious is kind of weird in the situation, because she's talking about somebody who threatened her, right? To me, that would feel kind of serious. So, I don't know. I haven't listened to the voice memos yet. I didn't get that far in the video when I first watched it before I decided I want to try to react to it. But I don't know, it's just kind of weird. I would assume it would be something serious if somebody was threatening me, saying they knew where I lived and that they're close by, whatever. And also too, Beck has came out and said that this wasn't them, that it wasn't their sister. And Destiny has also came out and said that. So that really only leaves Crystal. I don't feel like the FBI would be going to Crystal's parents' home. That is such a, I don't know. Like, that was an ex from such a long time ago, and I'm sure her addresses have changed. Like, you know, like, it just seems so far-fetched. I don't know.
I had a panic attack because I had to sit there and think of my life. I was like, literally, did I do something that I don't remember that I did? Like, honestly, I was so terrified. I was like, what is happening? And that's low-key downplaying it. I was genuinely scared. I was so confused. Do you guys ever get that feeling when, like, you see a cop, like you're in a car and you see a cop and they're behind you, and like literally you think that you've done like the worst crime in the whole world, even though you've literally done nothing. I'm not the only person who feels this way, because there are memes about it, and that's genuinely how this situation felt. But like on
that reasoning is so funny to me. But I know I'm validated in my experience because I've seen memes about it on the internet. I don't know, that's such a stupid way to validate yourself.
Steroids, like a million times worse. I don't know why, but
the chewing with the mouth open and like, I don't know, chewing with your mouth open and chewing while you talk is so frustrating to me. God, it makes my toes curl.
The FBI didn't know I lived here. So this right here is...
I think if you pay your fucking taxes, then the FBI for damn sure knows where you live. Like, just get into contact with the IRS. Like, if you pay your goddamn taxes, they know where you fucking live. And it's so... I just don't get it. How did she put this out thinking that it was so fucking believable when she's stating essentially like that her commenter knew where she lived, yet the FBI couldn't fucking find her? I don't know, it's just ridiculous.
One of the reasons why people are like, this story is so fake. Like, how does the FBI not know where you live? And that is a question that I also have myself. I truly have no idea. That's fair. Obviously, immediately, I end up calling the number that is on the FBI guy's FBI card.
Guy. This could be nitpicking, but agent? I don't know. Vocab Lynn.
I was so scared. Some woman picked up and she was like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna call the FBI guy Frank. And here, the new side character is born.
I don't know, making a joke out of your lies is so kind of weird. Like, saying, and here, a side character was born. I don't know, I guess just everything she does pisses me off, so.
Why not? So, Frank was, like, out of the office or something, and she was like, I can give him a call, like, on his personal cell phone to get, like, a hold of you. What was that voice?
I feel like she mimics or like mocks those voices when it comes to women, because I think she just hates women. Like, she hates all women reaction channels. I think that she mocks that voice because she doesn't really like women all that much, and I think that she mocks them to make herself feel better. I think that it's a way that she belittles people to make herself feel more intelligent. So she mocks people like that to make somebody else sound illiterate or dumb. But I don't know. That could be a stretch, but that's just my own opinion.
In my head, I was like, why does she want to, like, bother him on his personal phone instead of just, like, leaving him a message? Like, what did I do? Oh, I was so scared. I was like, what?
Yeah, she is so important that the receptionist has to call the agent on his personal cell because she is just so important. In comparison to everybody else involved in any other case, she is the absolute most important person. So, of course, they had to call him on his personal cell.
What is the promptness of this? Like, why do they want to talk to me this bad? So I said, thank you, yes, call him if you want, like, whatever. And I'm a very patient person, but, like...
We know you're not. You're not patient at all.
Situations like this, I don't have patience. I was like, oh my god, I need to know, like, what is happening? Very random fact about me, I'm usually normally a pretty patient person, but, like, in this situation, I didn't even know what the word patience meant.
I don't think you know what it means at all. Over the course of her entire YouTube history, she has shown us that she quite literally is not patient. So, she's not patient with diets, she's not patient with semaglutide working. We know that she wasn't patient with Beck. So, yeah, I don't think she is a very patient person. I think that was just her trying to be quirky, like always.
Like, I needed to know right this minute, like, why did FBI Frank want to speak to me? Just imagine the FBI trying to contact you guys. Like, it puts you in a headspace that you didn't even know, like, you had. So,
sorry, I'm pausing it a lot, but I'm telling you, I have so many opinions on this woman. If the FBI was trying to contact me, I'm pretty sure that they would be able to find me. If I was in that situation, if a hater was able to find my address, I'm sure that the FBI could as well.
It wasn't even 45 seconds after I hung.
Okay, now that's an exaggeration for fucking sure. You're gonna tell me that it took only 45 seconds for the receptionist to call? FBI knew exactly who you were, didn't have to look for your information. Or, like, to give himself context to what is happening so he knows what to talk about whenever he gets on the phone with you. And then dial your number and call you? That's 1,000% exaggeration, because it did not take 45 seconds. Probably like 45 fucking minutes.
Up with the receptionist. Frank called me. Like, your girl's about to go to prison. I did something that I don't even know that I remember I did. Like, I
think that's probably like a guilty conscience.
So anxious. I said, Frank, man, you done scared me. No. Okay. It wasn't like that. No. Immediately, he said, you are not in trouble. I remember in that very moment, it felt like the weight of the world left me. But then I instantly thought, what did my brother do? What did my dad do? What did my mom do? Like, why did they want to talk to me, of all people? And I was like, oh my God, what did I do? Turns out, y'all, the FBI is actually on my side. I never thought that, like, cops or the FBI even remotely would care about some YouTuber online. I think
because they probably don't. I think only further proving that this isn't probably anything that actually freaking happened. They're not gonna care about some YouTuber got a single hate comment. Like, well, she didn't get just a single hate comment, but I mean, like, about a specific comment. They're not gonna give a fuck, Amber.
Genuinely, we underestimate some scary, scary comments online. And we always think, like, certain situations, like, oh, something like that would never happen to us. That person was just a troll. Never happened to me. Like, no one's invincible.
She also has the same reaction toward COVID or any other health diagnosis. Like, we recently just saw that he had that attitude towards COVID. Oh, I thought I would never get it. I thought I would never get it. How could you possibly be that naive to believe that you would never get COVID, considering it's, one, happens all the fucking time, to anybody with everybody. It happened, at least everybody, typically, unless you are a hermit, you typically get COVID at least fucking once, right? And two, to think that her immune system is so, like, advanced or so great that she couldn't get it is extremely naive. And we're seeing this play out here, that she thinks that it would never happen to her. She said she never thought that it would happen to her, like cancer would never happen, and that the FBI would ever call her, right? So how do you walk the world like this?
To anything in this world. But turns out that a lot of people reported that very comment that I saw. And I guess they reported it to, like, authorities, like, even higher than, like, just reporting it to YouTube. The FBI ended up seeing it. Like, Frank was like, oh my God, like, complimenting me on my following and stuff.
Girl. I think that with her history of every time she walks out of her fucking apartment door, she gets complimented to high heaven. Like, I don't believe that at all. I don't believe that an FBI agent complimented her on her following, nor do I believe every damn compliment like she states that she gets when she goes out with her mom or whatever. Like, no, I don't think so. I think that's her trying to make herself feel better or make others believe that she is as important as she thinks she is.
This is another part that people tease me about, and it's true, he did compliment me on my following. And I think that just a lot of people do that because I think that's just a nice thing to say. I don't really think that, like, everyone has been completely genuine when they compliment me, like, when I tell them about my following. Like, if, like, the first time I ever saw my tax accountant, like, 8 years ago, for a freaking Costco card, years ago, and they complimented me on my thing then because you needed to say what your job was. Like, I think people just say that to be nice. Doesn't mean they're being 100% genuine. But
Do you need to state your job at Costco? My husband and I, we got a Costco membership, like, probably when we moved to this town. So, like, 2022. Because we didn't have a Costco in the other town that we lived in. And I don't remember them asking. Maybe their policies have changed, but also my husband is the card holder and I'm like the authorized user or whatever underneath it, so they might have just not asked me. Or I don't know, maybe their policies changed. So since the time Amber wanted to be a member there. So I don't know.
But FBI Frank did compliment me, whether he actually meant it or not. But guess what? So they took that comment very seriously, as they should. They did a whole IP address, like, tracked him. Oop.
Oh, okay. I was like, what is she about? But it's because she said him.
I'm not going to say who the person is that left that comment, but it is a guy. And I know his full name. I know where he lives. So...
Okay, so I don't know if anybody else has mentioned this yet, but I think it's weird with the whole Jordy circumstance, like where Alexis stated that Amber paid to find out Jordy's information. Not that I think Amber is smart enough to find somebody's information from a single YouTube comment, but I just think it's kind of weird and maybe interesting to think about how maybe she's the person that paid for that person's information to scare the audience, because we also have to take into consideration that this whole thing came at a time where she was like getting a lot of hate, and again, I might be remembering that wrong, but I'm pretty sure that this was happening during a time where she was getting a lot of hate, and this was used to scare her audience into not hating on her so much. But I don't know, I just have this kind of feeling that she maybe somehow this whole FBI Frank situation came up because Amber found the information herself of this person and created this whole FBI Frank story to just let that specific commenter know that she has that person's information.
Worried for me. They were like, do you know this guy? I said, nope, never heard of him. So I don't know, I think it's pretty neat that, like, if there is like a fear that I have from a YouTube comment or a message, Frank is there. He said, call me anytime. Aw, FBI.
Or her little bestie. She's besties with the FBI.
Frank being there. I actually did not contact him since then, so...
Good, because if it is true, leave that man alone.
If you ever feel threatened or anything like that, I've never talked to the FBI before. So I thought that was, like, literally the craziest thing. Like, they were really, truly worried about my safety. And I don't know, I felt like really safe for a minute there. I just had to share that with you guys. It's so weird. I don't know, I think I'm just like really overly grateful. Like when it happened, this happened like, I know it's been like over a month, maybe 2 months. I don't really know. But when it happened, I was so scared at the beginning. I was like, oh my God, what did I do? Like, what did I do? But it turns out I didn't do anything. They were actually just there for me. I don't know. So the day that I did get in contact with the FBI, I was actually going over to a friend's house that day, and they were trying to call me, but I was on the phone with the FBI. So then I actually texted my friends, and I was like, this isn't even clickbait. This was something that we used to say, like when we would say something outrageous. We'd be like, this is not clickbait. But I even sent them a text, which you can see here in the screenshot, where I was like, I was just on the phone with the FBI, and I'll explain when I get to your house.
Is this, Eric? Because didn't Eric used to say this isn't clickbait, or I wish this was clickbait? Right? Because Eric also had a channel. Did she say it was Eric and I just didn't know? I missed it. She just referred to them as her friend. Anyway, this seems like it's Eric, because we know that after Beck and Amber broke up, Beck kind of got pushed off to the side in terms of their relationship with Eric and Ricky. And Amber was the one that was friends with them. Okay, anyway. It says, I was on the phone with the FBI. I wish this was clickbait. LOL. Why? I'll explain when we get there. Oh my fucking God, that was a big ass bite.
I just think that's pretty great. It makes me feel like comforted. Shrimpy. Not gonna lie, watching this video makes me want to do a mukbang. It makes me want to just enjoy a meal with you guys.
Please fucking don't. I cannot stand the heavy breathing, the moans, the eye rolls, the drooling.
I genuinely love about mukbangs is I eat less in them. Because when I'm eating...
That is such a fucking lie. Oh my fucking God. Becca's even stated that there was never a time you've ever had leftovers, so no. No, you don't eat less. You eat less on camera and then the rest of it off of camera. Because if you were eating less while you were making mukbangs, and we would see that. We would see you losing weight, but you're not. So you are not eating, you weren't eating less in mukbangs when you were uploading them, because you were still gaining weight, so no.
Eating at home by myself, because I live by myself, I'm usually eating while watching something, and the shrimp tastes amazing, but I very much am
Are we done with the FBI? Because I don't want to listen to her smack her fucking gums and lick her teeth.
Always the greatest, but thankfully the Singapore rice noodle here, like, not cooked for as long as I want it to be.
Oh,
like,
Jesus,
I can only
shut up
really
about fucking food.
Amazing. 10 out of 10 recommend this.
Don't give a fuck. Honestly, truthfully, Amber would be the one person that I would probably trust in a food review, to be frank.
Oops. But yeah. How's everyone doing? Y'all, behind the scenes, I'm trying to really do some stuff.
Dude, this is shit that she should have taken out when she re-uploaded this and quote-unquote reacted to it, because she's writing a script and reading off of it. She's not reacting. This is shit she should have cut out, because this whole thing is about just FBI Frank. So why are you keeping in the clips of you just smacking your fucking lips and like eating and asking the audience in past tense, how are you doing? Like, this shit should have just gotten taken out. Oh, but she's an editing queen. She tried to critique her editing skills.
I genuinely have no idea what I'm talking about there, and I don't know if I actually talk any more about the FBI Frank stuff in this, so I'm going to continue watching this, and if I do have something to say about the
Thank fucking God.
FBI, actually speaking to the person who first sent me the FBI card and said the FBI like came by to like speak to you. So I want to show you guys like what I said to them, which is also proof that I wasn't lying. Alright, so I did watch the rest of the video and no more talk of FBI Frank happened. So here I'm going to show you the voice memos that I actually sent the person who contacted me. So here it is. Okay, so I'm sending this in voice memo because I feel like it would be easier. So first of all, thank you so much for reaching out to me. I just got so much anxiety and I was so scared. But I figured I would tell you guys like why they wanted to talk to me because I just called them.
You guys? Is she referring to you guys being the ex's family, or this person is her ex's sister? I don't know, but that's what just feels weird to me. Why would you refer to them as you guys? I guess maybe she could be referring to the family in general, but to me it just sounds like you guys, meaning like her audience. And I feel like that would fit into, like, I guess my little conspiracy about how she just paid for the information of the commenter, like how she did Jordy. I don't know.
Just talk to them, because I don't want you guys worried. I mean, I don't even know if you are, but, so I was, like, freaking out. I was like, oh my God, what did I do? I thought maybe I did something bad, and I didn't know, you know? So after calling, the guy got a hold of me, and it turns out they saw a comment on my YouTube page from back in October. And I remember this comment so well, which is really weird because I get so many comments per video, but this comment was threatening to kill me. And I remember it because they were like, yeah, I know exactly where you live, and just like literally threatening to kill me. So I guess the FBI found that comment, which I'm not sure how, but long story short, whoops, I was cut off. But long story short, they actually found the IP address for that account, and they found the guy's name, and they have a picture of him, so they want to show me the guy to see if I like know him or not. I don't know, but I was really scared. But thank you for
also, another thing to consider is I'm not well informed or educated about like the privacy policies and shit like that, but to me that would be kind of weird to receive the personal information of this person that commented unless I was doing some sort of legal action against them, like some sort of like taking them to court, whatever, you know? Like, I don't know. I feel like that kind of maybe has to be wrong of the FBI agent, if this is true, to inform Amber of this person's personal information unless they considered that person to truly be a threat. Like, I don't know, maybe they looked into the guy, if this is true again. That's the big question. But if they looked into this guy and he had previous violent history, then maybe I would consider, like, maybe I would understand providing Amber with the personal information of this guy. But if it was just a comment and there was no prior history of violent crimes, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I'm not sure it would be something worth giving Amber. You know? Like, unless she had stated that she wanted to take him to court, like, unless there was some sort of legal action being taken, then I don't really see the point of the FBI agent giving Amber this person's information.
Contacting me. I hope you're doing good. So the last 10 seconds of that voice memo was something personal to them about their life. So I am just saying that obviously I'm going to leave that part out. So the FBI Frank story is absolutely without a doubt real. It did happen. I know it sounds far-fetched. I know it sounds crazy, but it did happen. And due to them not knowing where I live, that obviously raises questions of, was this just a troll? I don't have the answer for you. because I don't know. I'm strictly telling you what happened to me. And the whole FBI Frank story is 100% true, troll or not. But, like, it seemed very real.
Okay. Alright, well, that's the end of the reaction. I don't know what to say. I still don't believe it, and honestly, I think the proof that she gave us kind of just doesn't make me feel any better about the situation. So, yeah, I don't know what to tell you, Ambi. I'm just not really believing it. Alright, well, I'll see you guys in the next one.